Hello from the one-shot Aliados Goldsmith Hotel. Yes, I said that correctly. I'm Patrick Hughes and this is Planet Patrick.
I'm Patrick Hughes and this is Planet Patrick. Before we really get going with today's video, I want to point out that I booked a single room at this hotel. The poor people. They've only been open for 2 weeks and they were having a problem with their TV service and Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is working fine, but it's a little bit slow. They're waiting for something super fast to go in and the TV kind of hangs off that. So as a result, to say, sorry people, they upgraded me to a gorgeous double room, and the first review that you're going to see here in this video is of that room. Now, something went wrong there. A very minor thing, the air conditioning wasn't working very well. And so they upgraded me again to a penthouse suite with a terrace. Never has one man been so lucky to get such a gorgeous room for such a small problem. Now, it's very hot at the moment in Portugal, as you can see from the sweat on my brow, and everybody needs a little bit of air conditioning when it's so super hot. So I'm grateful that they've managed to find me a room with air conditioning, though I would have been perfectly happy with a single room with air conditioning. But they've put me in this gorgeous, large twin room on the top floor with a terrace for the price of a single. And who am I to argue with such glamour on a budget? Anyway, enjoy this video. I am slightly concerned about the car being right outside on the road, but everybody here at the hotel seems pretty calm about it, so. It smells super fresh in here, as if it's just been cleansed by hygienic magic dust. Only open a month? Wow. There is a problem here with the televisions, and they contacted me in advance. Apparently there's some kind of issue and we can't use them. This is very dramatic. Oops. I think this is a massive room. This is a single room. Wow. Look at those windows. Holy shamoly. Welcome, Mr. Hughes. I hear you. Before I do my room tour, I need to go and park Gary at a garage which is about half a kilometre away from here. So I need to do that first, since Gary's sitting out on the road pretty forlornly. So room tour when I return. But there's a slight smell in the room. I think I need to open one of the massive windows. Okay, it's time to get Gary out of here. Come on, Gary. Now we've hit something of a slightly different problem, which is that the parking that they've recommended that we use is completely full. We're moving slowly into the dark. Out of the dark they came. Okay, Gary has found his home for the next 2 nights. In a similar way to in Buenos Aires, there's guys standing on the street corner selling lottery tickets. That was something I really noticed about South America, so maybe this is where they got that idea from. I had no idea that the centre of Porto would be on a scale similar to that of Vienna. Very impressive buildings underlining the power of the state. Joyful little tuk-tuks going past. Reminiscent of New Delhi of all places. And these buildings are all huge. This really is the centre of the city. The street on which this hotel is situated really is a bit of a mixed bag of buildings that look very formal and well maintained, and others that have broken glass in the windows. My room looks out onto this street, and so I can see that some of it is residential, some of it is commercial, and some of it's in great nick, and some of it really isn't. So perhaps this is it raised right in the city centre, perhaps this is something which is really up and coming. So I'm just back from parking Gary the Golf over in the big parking garage. Oh, I can see somebody through the window. How rude. I'm standing here and there's a window a little bit above, up here. And a lady just opened the curtain and she could see that I was standing here and she closed it again. She was wearing all of her clothes, I'd like to reassure you. So Gary the Golf has been parked over in Domjal, number 1. That took a while to do, but glad he is parked and happy for the next couple of nights. It means I can walk around the city. I'm back in the room and it's time to do a room tour. Let's start in the hallway. It smelled a bit weird earlier, but I opened the window and it's freshened up nicely, so that's good. I think maybe the room is relatively freshly decorated. They've only been open for a month. There is, a safe in here. And down below that, there's a little fridge with a sparkling water and a still water. I'm assuming those are complementary. There's an area here that's suitable for kicking off your shoes. A couple of drawers for putting your undergarments in. I think the design is really nice. There's a large hairdryer here. I'm not quite sure why there's these open spaces in here. Maybe for a wet umbrella or something like that. Plenty of hangers. All in keeping with the same colour design, which is sort of a dark birch that's going on. The mirror here contains me, and it's again keeping in this theme of kind of black, green and like dark wood colours. We'll come to the bathroom in a second. I'm just admiring this lovely piece of art here. Very nicely done. It's a photograph of, I think, gold filigree. Again, keeps with the colour theme that's going on in here. There's a giant mirror beside the bed, outlined in gold. Very nice. The headboard is all one piece, again in this beech wood theme. Can you see that? The light fitting is brass, very, very snazzy. A little telephone. There are individual reading lights. So many pillows. So many pillows. You know I've got to squish those, don't you? Let's check them out. Quality linen. Nice. And squishy. And there's 6 pillows. You know how happy that makes me. I'm moist with excitement. The bed linen is really nice. I like this kind of sisal themed bedspread. I can't think that I'm going to need it in here given how warm it is. I need to check out how to switch on that air conditioning. It's so hot. Let me see if I can find that. Here it is. It's hotter than a nun's sandal in inner New Delhi in July. And that's a smell I know. Let me drop that temperature a bit. I went to New Delhi about 3 years ago and spent some time in a convent. Actually in Agra, Mother Teresa's convent. It was an education, but that's a different story. Over here on this side of the bed, oh, that bed's comfortable. Over on this side of the bed, the TV remote control is here. But as we already know, the TV doesn't work. Although strangely, the TV does say, "Welcome, Mr. Hughes. We wish you a pleasant stay." There are more individual reading lights here, a variety of them. There's a twisty knob. Oh, which adjusts various bits of the lighting. All looks good. Let's open up the balcony now that I'm here. The balcony is shared and it's a very small balcony. You get this sometimes in Mediterranean countries. I've seen it in Italy, although I haven't seen it in Portugal before, mainly because I've been only to the south. Let's have a look out here. The balcony seems to be hewn from stone. It's very impressive. And you can see right down onto the street. Maybe you can kind of see what I meant when I was talking earlier about this street, that some of the fixtures and fittings are beautifully rendered. These look like they've been replaced in this residential building, and yet over here these are probably original. The paint is peeling off them, though in the sun that you would get here you would expect that to be the case. And right up on the roof, really things are starting to feel pretty run down, I imagine. You might be able to see past my big pole and that there is lots of growth going on up there. So this does run the whole way along, and if I flip you this way, the whole way along the outside of the building. In some senses it's unclear how big this hotel is from the very small entrance. It's, you know, literally 2 meters wide downstairs, but I think the bottom floor and possibly the floor above it are rented out maybe for shops or for other things, and then above it the hotel is taking up a number of different floors. That is the city centre with lots of beeping noises, which I hope don't start at 6 a.m. or I'll be a very grumpy grumposaurus. Although it is Friday evening, so maybe they take Saturday off. Who's betting? Not me. Not me, sailor. Alright, back in the room. There's a lovely big desk area here, and the fixtures and fittings are really lovely. Look at those plug sockets. I like them in black. That's very nice. Sticks with the theme. I've seen these in the shops. This is marble with a light shining onto it. I'm not sure that I'm crazy about it, but, you know, I think it's fine in a hotel room. I'm very positive about that. On the desk there is water under the bridge. A free beveranda. Oh, I didn't realise that this was here. There's a kettle and coffee set going on here. There's breakfast tea, and there are little sachets of Nespresso Instant. Right here there is a place to store my luggage, and I like how this little fitment was created for it. I think that's snazzy, that's well thought out. One thing I do notice that there's plenty of sockets for charging things, which is great. Let's have a look at this bathroom. You can tell it's getting warm. Ooh, this is very snazzy. In here there's a large sink with 2 tooth mugs in plastique. Underneath here there are 2 hand towels on a little sort of mahogany-esque table. It's nice. There's some hand wash, a mirror for looking closely at your nostrils, if that's something you want to do. Here is me, Don's Le Mirror, looking very dishevelled after a 6-hour drive. The dedication I bring to this job. It's a job? You think this is a job? Please send money immediately. And subscribe, for heaven's sake. It doesn't cost you a bean, nor indeed a saucisson. Down here we have some handkerchiefs of a paper variety and a toilet that lights up whenever you push the knob. Look at that. You don't get that in a cheap hotel in France, B&B, Nior hotels. You certainly don't get that in a cheap hotel, but listen to me. I paid less for this hotel than I did a 2-star in France. This is 4-star and it's shiny. And yes, that is the toilet flushing that you can still hear. The sound of success. There are some thoughtfully provided hooks for the placement of undergarments, other clothing such as robes, or used towels. Over here in the shower, shower. It's a massive shower. You could fit a small rugby team in here. There's a very large rain shower head. I don't speak Portuguese, but that looks to me like body wash and shampoo. And a little shelf for your own bits and bobs. This is very sensible. The water controls are here before you get into the shower, so that you can get it switched on into the temperature that you like. Good thinking, one-shot hotel. Let's have a look at these delicious towels. Let's feel them and see if they're papery. No, they're fluffy. They reek of luxury. Love that. Behind the door there's a little towel rail, should you require it, or a place where you can fold your necessaries. It's really good. In case you were wondering if I was going to leave this out, this is, I think, body lotion. It looks disconcerting is all I can tell you. Well, this is the room. I think it looks jolly nice. If that light's getting too much for you, I want to give a special shout out to these wonderful shutters, which look original. I don't know if they are or not. That has kind of killed some of the extreme light that was coming in, which means I can walk around the room without being blinded. What's next? I'm hoping that that buzzing sound will go away so I can conclude this part of this episode. There we go. I am going out for something to eat, so next time you see me, I'll be eating something delicious made here in Porto. Tasty. Hello, it's a very sweltered looking Patrick here. Let me fill you in on what's been going on over the past couple of hours. When I arrived into the room, glamorous and gorgeous as it is, still is, Still looks fantastic. The room was 4,000 degrees hot. It was hotter than an unusual sandal worn in the desert of Qatar. Anyway, I went downstairs and said, I think there might be a problem with the air conditioning. They tried to fix it. There was some central control they could look at. I came back from having dinner and the place was warmer than the surface of the sun. So, I mean, what do you do? We had a chat and they allocated me a new room. I was just getting packed up here, ready to go. And the nice lady from reception came up and wondered, this being a new hotel, whether there was an issue maybe with the key, and she tried to put in her key. Immediately the fans sprung to life, and up here there's cold air zooming across the room and chilling my sweaty brow. I know you didn't need to know about my sweaty brow or my sweaty back or anything else that's sweating, which frankly is everywhere. Whew, that feels better. But now with a little bit of air conditioning, I'm as happy as a pig wearing a hat. And that's very happy. Bonsoir tout le monde. Okay, so I'm staying in this room. That means I can mess it up. Now, there is no breakfast available in this hotel, not at the moment at least, and possibly by the time you book, if you're thinking about booking here, and you really should, there will probably be breakfast, but we're in the time of COVID and they've just opened, so no breakfast available. So the breakfast option that you're going to see after this is from a local restaurant where I'm eating something warm and crusty. Okay, let's give this a go. The base is kind of chewy, very fresh. So I'm bidding farewell to this room, 411, because that wretched air conditioning up there isn't working again, and they're not quite sure why it isn't working. There seemed to be something they did yesterday with a different key with certain permissions in it, and that seemed to work fine. So the manager popped by and they've upgraded me to a different room on the 5th floor. She said it's their nicest available room. Let's see what it's like. I'm interested to see it, even if it's a bit of a faff-moving bag. So what? Smile through the pain and sadness. Going up one floor, but are we going up in the world? I think the answer is probably yes. I think she said 503. I can't wait to see what it's like. Oh, different. It's a private corridor. Oh my God. Wow. This is a whole different level of luxury. Oh my goodness. Luxury. Some things are the same as the other room, 411, and some things are different. Let's start with things that are similar. The bathroom is off this hallway. I think this looks pretty similar to the other bathroom, so I'm not going to walk you through. Yeah, everything's pretty much the same. I mean, I'm checking as well. This has a bigger hallway, sort of entrance hallway. The closet area looks similar, but I think it's the bedroom which is different. It's bigger, it's brighter, it's got a comfy chair. Look at that comfy chair. It's a shame the TV still won't work. It's very bright. This is the corner room. There are still 6 pillows. I'm very happy with the pillow situation. Lovely. There's a gorgeous little leather ottoman at the end of the bed. The desk is the same. It's pretty big. What I'm impressed about is that they've managed to change the TV message in here so quickly. Welcome, Mr. Hughes. It's as if they knew they were going to welcome me here. So let's look through the balcony doors. Some local gull action going on. This has its own terrace. Oh my God. Look at that. And so we're a floor up, so we're getting a better view of everything. You can see the church right up there. Church of St. Bridie of the tabernacle door half open. I'm being a little bit nosy as to what's over there. With that room there's also a small balcony, unlike this large expansive corner balcony that I have in 503. I was slightly worried that I'd be waking up with some pigeons looking in the window, but what they've done is they've built shutters for these new windows, I'm guessing, into the wall. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this perfectly, but they're built into the actual wall. What about that for innovation? Let's try this side. I think that's fantastic. I love a built-in shutter wall. If someone could organise those for my house at Newry, I'd be very pleased. Thank you. I'm super pleased with this. Okay, I'm going to set up over there and get making my next video. They've very kindly given me access to the Oru rooftop, which is a special room. I think this will ultimately have breakfast in here. Let me show you around. This is literally, I think, just finished. Look at this great bar area. Actually, it would make a great bar in the evenings as well. Perhaps that's what they intend to do with it. But these will all be like breakfast seating. At the moment, there's no breakfast, but they're going to start offering that in about 2 weeks' time. Bear in mind, this hotel only opened a fortnight ago. And out here on the terrace, oh, of course it's very, very sunny, but they've managed to squeeze in a whole lot of little tables right up here overlooking central Porto. If I turn that around, you should be able to see it. And you can hear a little band going 19 to the dozen down there. I think they're over there, if I point, underneath the trees, so we can't quite see them. But they're very good. I think it must be very disconcerting to see me dancing along to some local Portuguese music. Time for me to head back to my terrace, where I should still be able to hear the music and enjoy a mug full of red wine. I'm glad that you, this flock of seagulls, and a reversing truck were able to enjoy this hotel review here in Porto, northwestern Portugal. If you enjoy these videos, please do subscribe on YouTube. It's free. It doesn't cost a cent, but it does help me out. And if you click on the little bell, it'll give you a notification each time I produce a new video. And that's something we all want to know about. Mostly. Thanks for being here for this episode. Take care. I'm Patrick Hughes and this is Planet Patrick.